G. Campbell Morgan, that great preacher, he made a statement that I like. He said the world needs salt. Light because it is dark. The world needs salt because it's corrupt, and it needs light because it is dark. Dark. Jesus is saying in our world we should be salt. We should be light. Booker Russell made this statement. He was a great philosopher. He was, I guess, an atheist. He made this statement. He lived to be 96 years old, and he wrote a book that is, listen to the title of it. His book was Why I Am Not a Christian. Why I Am Not a Christian. And when he comes down to the end of life, and we all will one day, he did it 96, he come down to the very end of life, and he looked at his life. He looked at his philosophy of life. He looked at the things he had taught in life. And he began to realize that it was futile. It was just a washout. It couldn't hold him in the difficult times. Men, the only thing that's going to hold you in those difficult times is Jesus.
Amen. That's right.
He's the only thing. The older generation, the younger generation, and thank the Lord for these young men. Boy, they're fine looking young men. Glad to have them today. But the older and the younger generation, they're deprived, depraved. And that is why we are to be salt. We are to be light. Jeremiah said, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Salt. Light. To be salt of the world simply means several things. We're to add a little flavor to our society. I notice every now and then you'll pick up a salt shaker. And you'll begin to sprinkle some salt. What are you doing? Trying to bring some flavor. Now I have congestive heart failure, and I have to stay away from this stuff. Not that I want to, because it brings flavor to my eggs or whatever I'm eating. But salt is good a little bit. But now if you start pouring salt on your food, that old food will get bitter. It just don't work. You can add too much salt. We're to remain pure. There is a thirst within people. People are thirsty to know God. We live in a world, and they say, well, people don't want to know anything about Jesus. I got news for you. We've got people today that are hungry to know something about Jesus. They're hungry. They're hungry. And it's our job as men, as Christians, as people that are sold out to God, to tell them what God can do in their lives.
Boy, that's right.
Salt creates thirst. And we contribute value to our society by being that salt. Now, you know, salt now can be painful. Have you ever had a cut? And maybe you were sweating outside, you know, and that sweat got down into that wound. Did it burn? Did it hurt? Sure it did. Sure it did. Salt can be painful.